Oh, hi, Internet.
I don't know where you're from, Laci, but in the reality I live in, the internet is not a person. Hello, this is Mr. Reality. Today, we are going to see that Laci Green does not understand the bathroom issue.
It appears that everyone's lost their mind again. You probably heard about HB2 in North Carolina, which requires that people use the bathroom that corresponds with their biological sex.
This is for safety reasons, but we'll get into that later.
And then PayPal was like, see ya, North Carolina, you suck. There's Springsteen, Demi Lovato, a bunch of artists are like, yeah, sorry, no music for you. And Target joins the party and they're like, we support trans people, equality in our bathrooms, also buy stuff. And 8 quadrillion people sign a boycott against Target for letting boys in the girls' bathroom. Think of the children.
So apparently, in the reality you live in, Laci, there are no boys or men who would take advantage of being allowed in the women's restroom to, I don't know, spy on women? Take pictures of them? It seems that now you're a little too trusting, Laci.
And then the Department of Justice was like, we are thinking about the children and that's why we're suing you.
Wait, back up. What children are they thinking of? You know you didn't provide links to any websites or articles talking about any of this, right?
North Carolina. Title 7, Title 9, heard of it? And then, y'all, that Duck Dynasty guy who, won't go away,
Much like yourself.
jumps in and says, I have a radical idea. That bathroom is for men only.
You're very funny, Laci. A clue. No.
And the trans advocates are like, yeah, bruh, trans men are men.
Well, not according to scientists, but then you are a feminist, and who cares about science when we have opinions?
And, well, basically everything's a mess. If aliens were watching us, they'd probably be so confused right now.
Now they're arguing about which one is humans, am I right?
On its surface, the bathroom debate is an idiotic argument to have.
I agree. Why are we having this argument?
Fact, trans people have been using the stall next to us since, forever.
Of course, you don't have any links to any sources to back up this claim. But again, that's not even the main issue. The main issue is men pretending to be transgender to get into the women's bathroom to spy on them.
Laws are there as a form of protection. This does not mean that bathrooms are a free-for-all. No, men can't just waltz into the women's bathroom. That's still against the law.
But see, there's the thing. If these laws are passed, then they can just walk into it if they want. Because they can just say, well, I'm transgender. I identify as the other gender, even though I haven't had reassignment surgery, which doesn't actually work. Sources in the description below. And if you try to stop me, I will sue you. That's the problem, Laci. People will pretend to be transgender to get into the women's bathroom. And, like I said, possibly take pictures of them or molest them.
So, America, what's this really about?
As I just said, it's about keeping creeps away from our daughters. As someone who claims to care about women, I would think that you would be on our side with this.
We are witnessing a truly fascinating modern debate about gender. And gender has been on America's mind. Bathrooms are forcing Americans to ask themselves, who belongs in a box literally marked women?
Biological women.
Who belongs in a room labeled men?
Biological men.
And that is an anxiety-inducing question for a lot of people, right? Because gender is a big part of how we see ourselves. It's a big part of how we see the world. There are basically 2 ways that people are thinking about gender. In Camp 1, gender is the same as sex.
Well, if you believe in science, then yeah, it is.
Vagina equals woman, and penis equals man. Done. In Camp 2, gender is different than sex.
If you're anti-science, then I suppose so.
Gender is about how an individual understands themselves and how they move through society. It's about identity, not genitals. So, what's the truth? Well, at least in academia, amongst public health and medical experts, it's widely accepted that gender and sex are 2 different things.
You know, you say it's widely accepted, but you provide only one single paper to back up that claim.
Reduced to its most simple parts, gender is socially and culturally informed, whereas sex is biologically informed.
No, they're both biological.
That doesn't mean that Camp 1 is entirely wrong.
But Camp 2 is.
The fact that gender and sex are referring to 2 different things doesn't mean they're completely unrelated.
It is also not a fact that they're referring to a few different things. Just because some people believe that does not make it true. After all, some people believe the Earth is flat, but we have a lot of evidence to the contrary.
The way that we are socialized in the world is based on our sex. There are privileges that you can reap because of your sex. There are prejudices that people face because of their sex.
Yes, such as all men being potential rapists, according to feminists.
I mean, yeah, this stuff is a little confusing. There are like entire libraries of books written about it, right? What this means is that for some people who are in the bathroom police camp right now, it's just a matter of education. A little myth busting, you know how it goes.
What do you mean it's a matter of education? Do you mean for us to believe that gender and sex are two different things? And that if we allow either gender in either bathroom, just whatever they want, it's not going to cause problems? That kind of education? And let me ask you a question, Laci. What if you're the one who needs to be educated? What if you're the one who's wrong? Just think about that for a bit. Just think. Just ask yourself, what if I'm wrong about this? Can you do that?
But for others in the bathroom police camp, we're up against something a little bit trickier. Prejudice. Prejudice is fear.
The path to the dark side, that is.
Fear is a hell of a drug, y'all. Potent as
No, Laci, it's not prejudice. It has absolutely nothing to do with transgender people. It really doesn't. The problem is people who are not transgender will take advantage of this to use a bathroom to spy on women. Honestly, I can't believe you trust men to not do this. Because I don't.
So what's the big picture here? Some Americans are feeling threatened by the pace of social change that's happening in America. They're called conservatives because they want to conserve what is.
You act like that's a bad thing. Just because something has existed for a long time doesn't mean it necessarily has to change. Some things work and can stay the same, Laci.
They generally oppose change.
Only change that we believe will be harmful to society. And this is one of those changes.
And they don't want the government touching anything, whether it's their free markets or social issues.
Because statistics show that when the government gets involved in things like that, it does not end well.
And yet, in relatively quick succession, we have had the election of the first black president, same-sex marriage legalized, government health reform. America's status quo is freaking out.
My issue with Obama is not that he is black. It's that he has done things like invoke executive powers that he does not have under the Constitution.
There is an organized backlash that is growing under the banners of Fox News, the White Nationalist Party, the Tea Party.
Whoa, stop right there. Did you just use the Confederate battle flag as the emblem for the Tea Party? Here, let's take a look at the Tea Party homepage. Nope, that doesn't look like the Confederate flag to me.
The pro-life movement, the GOP, including a potential president, Donald Trump.
Also, don't think I didn't notice that you threw in the White Nationalist Party like it belongs with all the others.
Would you recognize it if you were to live through a second civil rights movement? What would that look like in the 21st century?
Well, if we are living through a second civil rights movement, it looks like a bunch of people whining and complaining that they don't have privileges that they clearly do have.
Take a look around, fam. This is about way more than bathrooms.
Yes, it is. And that's part of the problem.